I heard my aunt laughing in the middle of the night, but there was no one else in the room. When my parents died in a car accident, my little sister, Ada, and I were sent to live with Aunt Nneka. She lived in our father's village, far from the city where we had grown up. At first, she seemed kind. She said we were her family, and she would take care of us. But things changed quickly. Aunt Nneka had strict rules. We weren't allowed to play, laugh too loudly, or even eat without her permission. If we disobeyed, she'd lock us in the dark storeroom behind the house. One night, something strange happened. Ada was crying because Aunt Nneka had taken her small wooden doll away. It was the only thing left from our mother. I tried to comfort her, but Aunt Nneka stormed in and dragged her out of the room. She needs to learn respect, Aunt Nneka said, her face cold and hard. I heard Ada crying all night, but Aunt Nneka wouldn't let me go to her. The next morning, Ada was gone. She ran away, Aunt Nneka said, her voice flat. The village is full of bad children who don't listen to their elders. She's probably with them. I didn't believe her. Ada wouldn't leave without me. Days passed, and I started to notice strange things. Aunt Nneka began wearing a new gold bracelet, something she could never afford before. She was in a good mood, laughing to herself and muttering words I couldn't understand. One night, I couldn't sleep. I crept out of my room and followed the sound of Aunt Nneka's voice. She was in the kitchen, talking to someone, or something, I couldn't see. I kept my promise, she said, holding the bracelet up to the dark corner of the room. The girl is yours. Now, give me more. My stomach turned. I ran back to my room, shaking. The next morning, I went to the village elders. I told them everything, about Ada disappearing, the bracelet, and what I heard. At first, they didn't believe me. But when they confronted Aunt Nneka, she panicked. The elders searched her house. In a small, locked chest, they found a cloth doll tied with red string and covered in strange symbols. The doll had a piece of Ada's dress sewn into it. Aunt Nneka broke down and confessed. She had given Ada to a man who practiced juju magic in exchange for wealth and good fortune. The village was outraged. Aunt Nneka was banished from the village that same day. We never found Ada, but the elders said prayers and burned the doll, hoping to break any curse. To this day, I can still hear Aunt Nneka's laughter in my nightmares.